Hi, my name is Preston Sitorus.
Okay, from
I'm from Sacramento.
Sacramento. And what do you study?
Right now, I'm pre-med. Specifically, I'm studying neurobiology, physiology, and behavior.
Okay, and you are a sophomore, you say?
I'm a sophomore at UC Davis.
UC Davis. Okay, and how about you?
Hi, my name is Murray Grissom. I'm from Sacramento originally. I went there for high school, and then I went to UCSD for undergrad. I studied bioengineering in undergrad, and then I stayed at UCSD, and I did a master's in bioengineering too. And now I'm finishing med school at UCSD.
And your mother is Indonesian?
My mom's Indonesian, my dad is Caucasian.
Caucasian, okay. And I think both of your parents
Both
are
of my parents are Indonesian.
Indonesian, okay.
I think for me, it was just one is the direct human interaction that you would be able to do with medicine, you know, and be able to be hands-on and whatnot. And also just the skills that you obtain, you can use them almost anywhere. I mean, you could look at a person, you'd be able to know like maybe what's going on with them, you know. And it's just those skills that I wanted to have.
Okay, and what prepared you? What did you do for preparation to go to med school?
To med school. So right now I'm doing some research at the UC Davis Mind Institute. I'm also doing some clinical volunteering. I work at a student-run clinic at UC Davis called the Willow Clinic, and we work with the homeless population, and I do general intake, and we do also like various like pharmacy and different subcommittees, you know, to help out with the homeless population in Sacramento.
I see.
A lot of things that Preston said are good reasons for why you want to go into medicine, and I think ever since I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor. Just because I like.
Since what age?
Since I was probably around 5 or 6, I always told my parents I wanted to be a doctor. I don't know. I want to go into a field that help people. I really like science and physiology. But throughout my grade school, I was really good at math too, so that's why I wanted to go into engineering. But I went into engineering already knowing I wanted to go into medicine. So I think what helped prepare me for that was, I don't know, ever since I was younger, I already knew I wanted to try hard in school and learn science really well, learn math well. So I felt really prepared when I was in undergrad to apply to medical school. Yeah, Preston's been asking me a lot about that, and I think there's a lot of things these days that medical schools like to look at. I mean, obviously you need to have good grades, and you have to do well on your MCAT.
When you say good grade, what are we talking about?
Good grades, well, that's kind of controversial because it depends on your school in the application process. I think that if you go to better name schools, they might be more okay with a little bit lower GPA. If you go to not as well-known schools, they might expect a higher GPA. But a lot of schools aren't always looking for the highest GPA. They use that as cutoffs, and then what they look a lot more at is your experiences. Are you doing research? Are you volunteering? Have you ever shadowed a doctor before? So they want to know, like, that you know that you want to go into medicine, and also maybe perhaps what kind of doctor you want to be. A lot of people in med school these days have years off before they go into medicine. Some people did that on purpose. Some people just didn't know they want to be a doctor till after med school. I mean, we have people who started at age 31. They like working construction and I don't know, and then they eventually did some volunteer work in their life, and then they decided they want to be a doctor. And some of those people I know of, they might not have as high as MCAT scores, but I think they have a really compelling reason why they want to be a doctor, and I think that's why med schools might want them. I think ultimately med schools want diversity. They don't want everyone to be 22 and have 40 MCAT scores and 4.0 GPAs. They want diversity because doctors have to be diverse themselves. Not everyone. There's kind of different personalities in each field, and they just don't want everyone to be ultra competitive. They want compassionate, caring people. You know, people have experiences that show that.
Right now, I'm still trying to take the classes and the upper division classes that are necessary to even be remotely prepared for the MCAT. So the MCAT, it studies or it tests what, like physics, upper division like chemistry and like biology and whatnot. And so I'm still trying to take the classes for that. And then also I'm gonna have to study solely for the MCAT, maybe using like preparation books or perhaps courses. I'm not sure yet. Oh, like I said, I'm volunteering at a student-run clinic. You know, I'm also volunteering with some research groups, like at the My Institute, and at the Interclinic Consortium, where we study like the different clinics and hopefully try to get them to be better. I'm also with some clubs on campus, like Operation Smile, which is like a club where we like raise money through like bake sales or other things to send to overseas to help with surgeries for people with cleft palates. You know, they can't like eat and stuff. Other things are just, I guess, pre-med clubs where you just help out the community, you know. Just helping out in general is just really good.
I'm applying into radiology right now, so I've been interviewing the last few months, places in California, kind of all over, Texas, some place in North Carolina and in New York, so I don't really know where I'm going to end up yet because we just find out Friday, March 20th where we match, so right now I'm just playing the waiting game until then. Well, undergrad costs money, but I did get a scholarship for when I was at UCSD, so that helped with that. And my parents supported my undergrad, so I didn't get any debt from undergrad. I was really lucky. My parents saved up money their whole life, and they paid for the first year of med school. But since I've been maxing out my loans, so I'm gonna end up with probably around $150,000 in debt.
Assuming that, let's say you didn't get your parents' help. And no scholarship. How much?
How much? Well, that's a pretty easy number to find. Most schools publish their average debt for people graduating, so don't quote me on this. I would check on the website, but I think it's somewhere around $220,000 for the average med student.
4 year
in debt just from med school. A lot of people have debt from undergrad.
Let's say no debt, but pay cash, tuition wise.
Oh, tuition-wise? Well, I mean that's whatever the debt was. That's about
225,000 for 4 year.
Yeah,
including.
I mean, basically, it's around $250,000 to go to med school.
Yeah. $250,000, including food and.
Yeah, if you include everything and housing,
board and whatever.
Everything, it'll probably be around $250,000.
So if one doesn't have scholarship, it doesn't have great parents to support, we're looking at $250,000 to finish. Just to get the 4 year degree, right?
Sure thing. But I would say that when you're in residency and you're paying off the loans, you do it as an income base, most people. So it's not like they're coming at you asking for $1,000 every month. It might just be $100 or $300. So, and you're making money as a resident. So what a lot of people do is just kind of pay the bare minimum on their loan until they get that job where they actually have a salary. And then they can start really paying off the debt.
And what is the interest rate?
The interest rate? Oh man, you can't quote me on that.
No, was it? It's 7, 8, or?
I think it's around there. And there used to be, you wouldn't accrue interest on your loan like during med school. There's a certain amount, but I think that due to some voting and changes with Obamacare, that doesn't exist anymore. So I think that it will be more expensive like now than it was
because of the interest.
Yeah, because there used to be a certain portion that wouldn't accrue interest.
Oh, okay, but now everything is accrued.
Yeah, I think it accrues. Like, yeah,
oh boy. Okay.
I don't have a girlfriend. I think that helps a lot.
That helps.
It helps a lot too because, like I said, I don't know where I am next year, and next year that's an intern year, and then I got to move again. So people with families, it can be a little bit harder. So if you are married, hopefully it's a understanding why.
Is there a lot of students who are married but no kids?
Yeah, I think there's a good amount that's married. I think a lot of the married couples, a lot of them are also in the healthcare, so they kind of understand how it works. They know how hard it is. But there's also people who are married to women and or husbands who have nothing to do with healthcare. They're just really understanding people. I think a lot of people I think feeling this, my mom coming from Indonesia, like her strategy is always just study hard, get the best grade. But I think there's a lot that goes into it, which Preston's doing well. It's like you need to have extracurricular activities, not just studying on the book and getting the highest grade. Because if you spend all your time and effort doing that, you're not going to have time to do research or volunteer. And even there's a lot of other things that go into it. Like, for example, if you're a Division I athlete, then you'll probably have a much easier time getting into medical school, just because you're a much more unique person because of that. So I don't know.
When you say Division I athlete, means
you don't have to be Division I. You can be Division II, Division III.
Basketball.
Just something that makes you stand out, you know, as
It
a
helps
person.
you stand out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because there's thousands of applications, and there's going to be people who look similar to you. And what sets you out, and I was telling Preston, it can be that you volunteered in Indonesia, that show there's not that many Indonesians applying to medical school. Not many that I've come across, and most people immediately say, oh, you're the first Indonesian I've met. So there's ways to stand out other than just grades, I guess is my point.